and welcome to our Twinkle Live. Today's Twinkle Live is to celebrate World Photography Day. Now, World Photography Day encourages us all to be using photographs, to be taking photographs, and regardless of our skill or experience, it's a great thing to promote at home and encourage your child to use photography skills. So if you want to have a go at our activities today, then you will need to make some prompt cards or download some prompt cards, which I will show you later on. So why celebrate photography? Photography is all about experiences and offers learning a new skill. So it can boost your child's self-esteem and it can encourage planning and preparation skills. It can also build on intrinsic motivation, which is doing an activity because it is interesting to us or to your child. And it also explores and uses their explorative drive, which is using and wanting to explore. So it leads into creating great memories whilst also following their own curiosity. So this live is our Monday Live, which is for parents of 5 to 7 year olds, but these activities can be done with any age. So you can do it if your child's in the early years, if they're 0 to 5, or if they're older from 7 plus, you can just adapt the activities to suit your child and their needs. So where to start? You can start by simply encouraging your child to take a photograph. Now, with today, your child is probably very used to having devices around them and using devices to take photographs. So to begin with, you can explore taking photographs by simply giving your child some objects to take photos of, suggesting some objects, and you can do this by using flashcards. This is also a really great way to link in using phonics. So if your child is in the early years or in year 1 and year 2 and are developing their phonics knowledge, you could do this by giving flashcards with sound buttons on. So for instance, you might give them a card and say, can you take a photo of a hoop with the sound buttons on, and see if your child can read hoop. And then if they've got a hoop like I have, they can choose how to position the hoop and explore how to use their device to take a photo of it. Or you can put a few flashcards together, so you might pick them out randomly or sort them into an order of what you want your child to take a photo of. You can do flashcards with or without sound buttons depending on your child's needs and where they're learning. So you might pull out a random card, and I've pulled out bear. You might also have another card that you pull out a random one. Sat, bear sat, where, on a chair. And this is a phase 3 sound, so that's perfect for if your child is in year 1, as they will be learning chair and the air sound in year 1. So your child then might go and take a photo of a bear sat on a chair, like I have here. Now with this, you can then start to talk to your child about composition and start making sure that they're taking a photo with the bear in the central of the image, and make sure you're talking about angles and positioning and explore it. Maybe take a photo of the bear on someone's lap and then on a chair and compare the different photos and see what your child prefers to do. And then you could perhaps explore pictures of a similar style to what they enjoy doing and explore your child's likes and dislikes. It doesn't just have to be the bear, you can have lots of different words, and there is also a resource on our website which is for parents and is a parents photography challenge, but you can use those words to pick out for inspiration of what your child could take a photo of. You might even go a bit random, see if your child can take a photo of their toothbrush, or if it's from last week's live, a flower, and so on. So there's lots of things your child can then take photographs of. So if you've explored lots of different pictures and explored the photo challenge and are looking for something else to do, there are other activities that you can do with the photographs you've just took. So for instance, with my bear sat on the chair, you could take a photograph and then suggest for your child to hide objects into those photographs. Take another photograph photograph and see if you can do a bit of a spot the difference. So, for example, I have taken a photo of my bear sat on a chair, and then I've put two side by side, and you could maybe see if your child can spot the difference. What have I hidden in this photo? You might notice that I have hidden a pen on my bear's bow tie. So you can hide different things in the photographs and make it a bit of a challenge between yourself and your child to see what random objects around the house you can hide in photographs. When making the flashcards, make sure that you've got the objects readily available at home to take photographs of, and then you could make it into a bit of a challenge. Perhaps you could take a photo of a bear, and then you have to hide 5 objects within that photo, and you and your child can then race to find the objects that you have hidden in your individual photographs. You don't have to print them off. You can have a look at them on a device, and you might spot, oh yes, my child has hidden a toy in this photograph, or I've hidden my toothbrush in that photograph from the first activity. If you then want to use those photographs again for another activity, you can then create a bear jigsaw or a photograph jigsaw. So I've done it with my bear. So here I've printed out one of the photographs that I took of my bear, and I simply print it out and start to cut up. I've drawn 3 by 3 grids on the back, and I'm cutting it up to make a jigsaw out of the photograph. It doesn't have to be exactly the same size for each part. You can make it a little bit wonky, cut in different directions to make a bit of a trickier jigsaw. You can just do whatever you want with the photograph you printed up. It doesn't even have to be with a photo you've taken or printed off. It could be a photo that you don't mind cutting up and making to a jigsaw that you've already got at home. So I have cut it up using some adult scissors, but if you've got some child scissors, your child can then have a go at making their own jigsaw too. And then I'm simply using the corners to try and match up the jigsaw. Now, it did take me a little bit of time to match up the jigsaw, so it might also take you and your child a little bit of time, but then maybe then talk about the positioning of the photo and think, oh, I remember my bear's nose was in the middle of the photo, so I know that that's going to be in the centre, and I remember that the ears were at the top, so that's going to be the top pieces. And see if your child can match up all the pieces like I am of the photograph. Again, you don't have to print it out on A4. It can be printed out smaller to save on the ink, and you can make your own jigsaw that way. So I've just nearly finished completing my jigsaw here. I've matched the bow tie, and now I just need to find the legs, which I think I've just found one, to then complete my jigsaw. So this could be a really fun activity that you can do whatever the weather, whenever you want to with your child, to also acknowledge Photography Day. There we go, so there's my jigsaw. Remember, any comments, pop them in the comments box. Just checking. Now, if you've got any comments, remember to pop them in. So I hope you've enjoyed the activities I've mentioned today. If you want any more activities on World Photography Day, I will be doing another photography live, which is more focused on Key Stage 2 age children, so parents of children aged 7 to 11. And I'll be giving even more activities and talking about focal points and lots of different photography tips then. So I'm looking forward to seeing you then.